Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Marilyn and my channel's Making with Marilyn. Now I do all things crafty, but on today's video, I'm going to open this big box, put whatever's in there together, and use it for the first time. Now not too long ago, I saw the Unleashed Crafter. She's another YouTuber. She used what's in this box and I became interested in buying one. Shortly after that, Vevor reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try theirs. So that's what I'm doing today. All right, I'm going to go ahead, get a sweatshirt on, get my camera angle turned around, and we'll get started. Now here's how the box looked when I opened it up. So you have a bunch of the backings to the buttons, and then you have a bunch of the metal parts to the buttons. You have the clear piece of plastic or whatever it is that protects the button. And then I'll dig out all these other parts and pieces. All right, y'all, I am going to be able to make a ton of buttons from that. Okay, so here's the user manual. Okay, there's the hardware that goes into the press itself. Then this should be the main part of the press. So inside this box, you have the base of the press, the handle of the press, okay, this is a little cutting tool, and in any brand that I've looked at, they basically said it's not a great tool. It'll work, but I think a lot of people prefer to use their Cricut or their Silhouette to cut the rounds out. Okay, it came with a couple of spare blades. I'm going to go ahead and use this today just to kind of check it out. Then we have the main part of the press, or I guess I'd call it the body of the press, and then some tools. All right, so I think the first thing I'll do, this looks pretty easy. I'll just go ahead and screw the handle in. Okay, the only trick to this is getting the threads to line up appropriately. I had it pulled down at an angle that wasn't working. So here's a picture of the instructions, and they show you everything that you should have, and then they give you the steps. Now, I noticed that it looks like some of the steps are missing. It doesn't really tell you where the washers go or anything like that, but I can tell from the pictures. Now you get 2 Allen wrenches in here, so you have to see which one fits your screws or your bolts. All right, so based on the pictures, I'm going to go ahead and put the base down. Then I'm going to put the red piece on top of it and line up the holes in the red to the holes in the base. Then it shows that you have one of the washers and then a screw. All right, so I figured out that if you look down through the holes, it's a little bit easier to see where the bottom hole is and work at it that way. Now I'm just going to put these in hand tight for now. Now I have this cutting mat under here. I want to protect my table in case those screws go too far through. I don't think they will. but we'll check it before I put it on a table. So then step 2, it says install the handle. I've already done that, so let's go to step 3. And basically step 3 is to put the piece that goes up here inside. Now I'm pretty sure that's it, but let me take the rest out of the packaging just to look at those. All right, the rest of it's already put together. So yes, this is the piece that goes up in here. And then this is the part that just slides into your base. Now it's probably going to be easier to do the top piece first before I slide this into place. So the little shaft that goes up in it's right here. Okay, so from the picture, it looks like this little part back there is toward the back. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place that up in there. And then it says it'll just stay by itself, and it did. Okay, so it caught up in something up there. I didn't have to turn it or anything. It's good to go. Now there's a left side and a right side, so I'm going to slide it in. Okay, I think I have to lift this up to be able to get that by it. There we go, because these are stoppers back here. Now it's not going to slide out. So after I was done making the video, I realized there were a few things in this little bag that I hadn't used. So I started investigating. I had not used the larger Allen wrench, and I discovered that it actually fits down into these 2 round pieces. So if for some reason they become loose, you can tighten them, or if for some reason you need to remove those, you can do that as well. Then the other thing that I hadn't used were these little metal pieces. So I went back and I looked at a video and I looked at the instructions and I learned I should have put it right here. So hopefully you can see there's a little hole there. And here's what you do with these. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this piece. Now during the video I had a hard time getting this in because I didn't realize you had to lift this to get it by it. So what you're supposed to do is go ahead and slide that in. As long as this is down, this piece can't come out. But then you put this little stopper right in this hole. It should fall all the way through. Now look, even if this is up, this won't come out. There's one on the other side that was pre-installed. Now I did see on an old video or an old instruction manual, one of the two, that you had to put one at this end also, but I didn't. Mine was pre-installed. You can see it from the bottom side, and maybe on one of the old machines you had access to that from the top. On my machine you don't, so they installed it before putting this top piece on. All right, let's get back to where I was in the video. Now here's the little cutting tool that came with it, and it comes in 2 pieces, and then this blade can slide around. What I think is you want it pretty close up to the side of this for the size of button press that I have. That's what I'm going to try first of all. So I'll put it up against the side and tighten it up. And then I'm just going to cut this out of plain paper to start with. Okay, well that looks pretty good, but it is a little bit awkward. So you start by putting your metal piece, and I actually have two there. You put your metal piece down inside that side. Then you put your paper in, and there is a little slack in there. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. Then you're going to place your plastic piece or the see-through piece on top. When you line those up, then on this side, you're going to put this plastic piece in. You want the side with the squiggly thing facing up. That way, your pen can be put on your shirt, your pants, whatever you're putting it on. Now, I want the pen to be straight across because when I put my artwork in, I'll have it straight across. So I'm going to press down. Now it clicked. The instructions or the reviews that I saw said keep pushing down, that it goes a little bit further. Now, the button, you can see it's missing. It's sucked up in there. So now I'm going to put it on the back side. Okay, this is the side where you have to actually press. Ooh, that didn't work. Well, there's my first one. Isn't it beautiful? All right, we're going to try this again. Now this is why I'm just using plain paper. Everything I read said there is a learning curve, but once you get it, it's really great. Oh, that's beautiful. Success. So, one really lame one that looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and do a design and make a few of these buttons. Okay, I went ahead and made a really simple design, and it's part of a pom-pom and then GHS for the school. So let's try that out. Now, my paper's a little bit thicker than just regular copy paper or printer paper, so hopefully this works. Now I want to make sure and have my design straight. And so I'm going to have the very top of it right in front of this piece here. And then the last thing I layer on is this little cover. Then over on this side, I'm having the part that you actually pinned your shirt down. And just like the other side, I want it pretty straight. So it picked it up just fine. Now this side is the one that you push down, it kind of stops, and then you keep pushing and it goes just a little bit further. That looks great. Now it's a little bit off as far as the design goes, but the quality of the button is great. So basically the paper goes around the edge, and then your little clear cover is a little bit bigger than the paper, and it gets caught underneath this plastic piece that holds it all together. So I think I'm going to have a great time with this button maker. I'll get a lot more creative in this. I was just in a hurry because I wanted to try it out. So I'm going to put a link to this in the video description. If you're interested in checking it out, great. If not, I hope you've just enjoyed watching the video. And until my next one, bye-bye.